All right, so today we're gonna try to do a little bit of a jumping tutorial. We'll see how well I can get this done. Never really tried to do a tutorial or anything. We'll see how it goes. First, let me figure out how to use a damn tripod. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I think, yep, there's it. And get that up there. Basically, I want to use this to get the takeoffs and the landings, just so that we can talk about you know, leaning forward, leaning backward, everything you got to do. Maybe it'll be able to even capture what my toes are doing in the air. I need to be back far enough, or maybe I'll just have to move it. We'll focus on the takeoffs first, right? Okay, so I'm out here at the jump park. We'll start off on this first jump here. I think what I'll do is go like too slow at first, and then start, you know, increasing. Basically, like if I was just trying to figure it out for the first time. All right, so let's make sure this guy is on. And yeah, we'll get the takeoffs first. Might as well bring it closer if we're doing that. And then maybe this goes well, maybe I'll do a little shifty lesson at the end too. All right, everything's all buttoned and zipped up. So yeah, we'll just come at it like we're going too slow. Obviously, it's gonna have to try too hard to torque up. It's not very fun. But if you can do that a couple times, then let me do like a sync clap over by the camera too. Then you get more used to, you know, getting up there, and then you just start going faster every time. So that's a good enough sync clap. So yeah, just keep doing it over and over again, get more comfortable in the air. All right, so that's exactly probably what's gonna happen when you start doing these. I got the wheels spinning up the front ways, and that's because I'm still not quite going fast enough. And so I'm still accelerating pretty hard going up the lip. And then as soon as as soon as I'm in the air, you'll start to get that spin up. When that happens, you'll want to pull up with your toes. And we'll go through all this more later, but really we're just focusing on the takeoff now. Once you start going faster, all right, we're gonna try to like exaggerate that or work on that a little bit. Oh, we got more people. I was hoping I'd be alone here during this. But so once you start going faster, the wheel's gonna have to start going in front of you a little more. And Richard taught me to jump, and when he told me to keep my toes down and my knees up, that really started helping me. And what that automatically kind of does is get the wheel more in front of your body. So toes down, knees up, and it just starts working out a little better. So focus on that tripod camera. Really focus on, I'm gonna keep my body over the front of the wheel too much right now. Okay, so I kept my body way too much over the front of the wheel. I had my speed, everything, okay, decent. But the one thing that I really needed to not do is stay like chest over the front of the wheel, like on your toes. What you gotta do is get your knees up and it gets the wheel kind of in front of you. Hopefully that's pretty easy to see on the tripod camera. I'll do one more time, do it like really bad, chest over the toes. It feels terrible. I was still calm with my my wheel spin, but we'll get into that maybe right now. So I'm gonna keep my toes pressed down, because like I said, toes down, knees up to go up the lip, right? So I'm gonna keep my toes down now, and you can hear that start to spin up. I don't want to purposely get beeps doing it, but I'll try to do it a little harder this time. This is the wrong thing to do, by the way. You don't want to just keep your toes pressed down. Yeah, see? So that's all that's happening, is I'm accelerating up the lip and keeping like my foot on the gas, basically. Basically what you want to do is have your toes pressed on the front of the pedals with your knees up, and then let off immediately. And if you start pulling up too much, or if you start bending your knees too much, the wheel does tend to get in front of you too much, and then it leans back and you'll actually stop the wheel. And you can even start going backwards, and that's never good, because then the wheel has to overcome all that, and it feels like you're basically landing with the full brakes on. So what you want to do is keep the wheel moving just a little bit, maybe, or just, you know, calm it almost completely down, and that's all going to be in your toes, for me at least. That's what I think of it. It could also be like the amount that you're bending your knees, because like I said, that also is going to change it. See, the more I bring my knees up, the more the wheel wants to stop and start going backwards. I can counter that. I can do both at the same time if I push down on my toes, right? So I can bring it way up there and keep the wheel controlled as long as I keep my toes down. All right, so one more time, we're gonna do it. This is kind of how you'll start jumping, and then you're gonna want to just get comfortable doing that. Then you're gonna want to start doing it with more speed, but remembering to keep the wheel in front of your body going up the ramp, so your knees go in front of you. And then once you're in the air and you're flying, then you think about your toes pushing down or lifting up. I'll show you how my pads are set up for this, because my toes and my pedals are like, you know, one. When I move my toes, my pedals move, and I'm in hard mode, so it instantly goes to the motor. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in or not, but yeah, when I start pulling up with the front of my foot, you know, it's already there. I can't move my foot in my pads, and that's how I have to have it. When I want to get out of the pads, I mean, if you're crashing, they're 3D printed, so you fly out of the pads anyway, but you lift up your heel and then you can pull out. So that's basically how you're gonna want to start doing these jumps, going off the lips. Let's try to get some of the landing. I really want to get this because I'm gonna go get my T4. I should have brought the Master. The Master really does it, but the T4 seems to, or the Begode wheels in general, seem to do weird things on the landings. But okay, I'm gonna come in for the landing. Let me try to think about what I'm gonna try to explain here. But basically, you want to stay. Let me do one bad, I guess, first. So this is gonna be like if your chest is too far over your toes. So the wheel almost, you almost feel like you're getting tripped. And then, yeah, my arms are gonna shoot up like that. I'm gonna feel just pretty terrified a little bit going through the air. I'll do another one. Chest over the toes too much. It feels bad. It's like you're not, you're almost standing up like completely straight the whole time. What you wanna do, this is still kind of tips for taking off on the launch. You're gonna be crouched down and then like pushing into the ramp. Hopefully that was obvious, or you could have seen that before when I had the camera on the other spot, but we're gonna do a bigger jump and I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But okay, for landings. You stick your legs out to catch the landing, and then you gotta soak it all up. That's pretty much it, really. And if you're going through the air controlled, then it's really not that bad. So just remember that your takeoffs have to be good with the wheel in front of you, and then you can just put the landing gear down, basically. All right, so yeah, landing. You just, basically, it's all about the takeoff. When the takeoff's smooth, the landing's pretty easy. That's kind of really all there is to the landings, at least on these ones. It's really, like I said, all about the takeoff and the staying calm in the air. You don't have to stomp it down like that, but yeah, we'll move on to the bigger one now, and then we'll talk more about the takeoffs, because the takeoffs are really all about the takeoffs are what's going to make or break the jump. And then yeah, you just got to extend a little bit so that you can soak up the jump and not rely all on the suspension. But let's go over here to these ones that are a little bit steeper, and we'll do some laps on these. It's all still going to be basically the same idea. You're just going to maybe see it happening a little bit more defined, the wheel getting in front of my body. I guess I'll try to do a bad one and then a good one. Excuse me. All right, so I'll do one with the wheel not really in front of me so much. All right, see, so yeah, it's sketch. The wheel starts spinning up. Oh, excuse my coughing. It's dry out here. I'm gonna swallow a bug too. There's a lot of bugs out. California got a lot of rain this season. All right, so let's do a good one. I'm gonna come in with plenty of speed. Toes down, knees up. We're gonna do that a lot. We're gonna go toes down, knees up. All right, ready? So we've got plenty of speed. We need to put the wheel in front of us so the jump doesn't trip us. We put our toes down, our knees up. The wheel just naturally starts coming up to us. I'm gonna do one right now where I soak it up too much. Sometimes if you're kind of hesitant on getting air, you'll soak the jump up too much. And that's, you don't really want to do that. The wheel's going to get off balance. It's going to be a lot harder to control that free spin with your toes. You're basically just going to like be locked out and not be able to move your toes anymore. So I'll do one more like that where it's like, all right, I don't really want to get air. And it's like you can make the jump still. If you're trying to go fast, that's what you would want to do. But it is actually harder. It's more like, it's like almost like an advanced racing technique that takes a little bit more finesse to pull off, but you will go like further forward. Yeah, see, harder to pull off for sure. Because you're like, you're letting the jump fold you up, basically. You're just letting the jump push yourself up. So we want to still resist the jump. So when we're sticking the wheel in front of us, we're being strong about it. That's kind of the only way I can really put it. You want to really like push, almost like you're doing a push-up against the ramp and with your feet, and it's going to be a little bit in front of you, and that's kind of what's going to be what you want to focus on, is how much angle it really is, you know. Depending on how steep the jump is, how much do you feel like you need to have the wheel up in front of you. Never want to have it completely underneath you though, because these steep landings will just trip you up. Well, I'll do it. Yeah, it's sketch. I naturally can't make myself really do it, but we'll come at it real fast this time. Obviously the faster that you're going, or the steeper the ramp, which is kind of going to go hand in hand, the more the wheel's going to have to be in front of you. Whoa, caught a little pedal clip there. All right, so yeah, this landing is also a little bit steeper. We'll go ahead and capture a couple of these, and then we'll move on to the biggest one over there that I get warmed up on at the back of the jump park over there. Let's make sure our guy is still recording. I see a red light, that's good. Just like that. And that shock is bottoming out. The shock's doing a lot of work even on this with a nice landing, and that's why I'm saying we need a stiffer spring. Luckily Ning Ning has got those coming. I'm excited to try that out. All right, so let's do a little shifty, and then maybe we can talk about shifties a little bit before I go on to the big jump. So the shifty is all about like counter rotation. Basically, which way do I shifty again? I stick my wheel this way. So my upper body's going this way to make my lower body go that way. And then I come back. So I'll try to exaggerate it, but I'm gonna I think I'm gonna go, you know, my front hand, my left hand out front, my right hand in the back. They're gonna go right out to the sides of me, and then when I want to bring the shifty back, they're gonna go like this again. I think that's how it works. I don't think they start on the side. I think they start front and back. But that's the only thing that'll be different, if anything's different. Yeah, okay, no, it is different. I start with my hands on the side, and then my right hand's gonna go in front of me, my left hand's gonna go behind me. I'm gonna hold that to keep the shifty locked in, and then I'm gonna bring my arms back side to side to bring the shifty back. And then the wheel spin is another challenge that you have to start figuring out. It's still the basic, you know, think about how far away the wheel is from you. If it's more under you, it's easier to control the wheel spin. And yeah, I mean, you're just gonna have to start slow. Think about that counter rotation. You have to kind of be ready to do a shifty before you're in the air, because you have to be ready to start that counter rotation. And then yeah, just be ready for that wheel spin. The good thing is once you're putting the wheel back down, the wheel spin usually goes away again. So you can still kind of get the wheel spinning up, and then just go ahead and put the wheel back down. Just start small and then, you know, work your way up, obviously. All right, and so this jump is basically as steep as it gets. We'll get the takeoff first, and then I'll go move the camera again. And like I said, yeah, so I don't really want to do anything the improper way. Hopefully by this point where you're gonna try a jump this big, you are ready to do a jump of this caliber, you know. And so you're gonna be confident enough to come at it with speed. You're gonna know to put the wheel in front of you. You might come up a little short like that, but that's better than going too far your first time, right? So that's my first time hitting it today. Probably just, you know, gonna get comfortable with it, come up a little short. Now I'll go faster and we'll start getting comfortable with it. The takeoff is what I want you to see though. I'm not going quite as fast as I want. So we'll start pumping these little pumps and get our speed going a little faster. And then I also am just coming off of a huge fucking slam. So this is the first time I've been in the air again in a little bit. But okay, more speed, get that wheel in front of me, and we're into the sweet spot. Get that wheel in front of me, and we're into the sweet spot. That's all it really is more speed. And then, yeah, like I said, by the time you're doing a jump like this, you don't want to be making that mistake. Hopefully you've gotten rid of making that mistake of keeping your chest over your toes going up the launch ramp. You're still able to accelerate with your toes down, knees up method, and then you can start flying. All right, well, I'm just gonna go have some fun now and put away all these cameras. But I guess we can record some of these landings, and then I'll put the camera away. But it's the same thing though, as long as the takeoff is smooth and you keep your composure when you're in the air, then the landing's really not a big problem. You just want to set the landing gear down just in time. If you set the landing gear down too early, you'll probably start to get wheel spin. So you got to time setting your legs down, time it well. If you're too aggressive with it, you don't want to be super aggressive with it. You want to let them come down and then immediately soak up the impact that you're going to get. Don't just slam the wheel down. Very gentle with it. And that's really all there is to it. So yeah, just work up your confidence on smaller jumps. With the shifties, you know, do them small at first, then start doing them bigger. And then, yeah, seriously, all there is to it. Let's try to get a shot of one of these mute pedal grabs that I like to do. It's a shifty with a crossed over in front of your body pedal grab. It's my favorite. Oh, and then maybe I'll get the T4 out after I have a little bit of fun. I'll try to do a little bit harder of a shifty on this next one. Harder shifty, but a softer pedal grab. But I'll take it. That was fun. Those always feel really good. You got to do big shifty, bring the wheel up to you so that you don't have to reach down so hard for the pedal grab. And then you just reach that opposite pedal. Pretty fun. Alright, well, see you guys around. I might break the camera out again today and do some T4 stuff. Yeah, just gonna go enjoy myself.